Excuse me. Morning. What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Make sure you come in, hit that like button. What's up? Who caught the live stream last night? Who caught that live stream last night? Stay 100 podcast. Hey, Mark, I just tuned in and subscribed to your page. Man, you drop big jewels. Thanks. It's not too many people. How genuine is you? Appreciate that. Spoken morning. What's going on? Work can't stay long. Have a continuous blessed day. Shout out to everybody checking in that can't stay. Appreciate y'all for even just coming in just to let me know that y'all can't stay and y'all working. That's what's up, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm catching the replay, but the video started getting epic when you started building your mom house out. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Just wanted to do a brief recap of last night's live stream. I'm probably going to do like a part 2 and a part 3. I really didn't dive a lot into the moving side of it. I kept it more focused on the trucking side because I think that's where, a lot of people struggle at. A lot of the people that follow me that have converted over from whatever form of trucking that they were in, whether it be OTR or if they were in some form of final mile or whatever that has converted over to moving, that's pretty much self-explanatory. It's a lot of hard work as long as you got the right equipment, you got the muscle, the know-how. It's pretty much straightforward, educating yourself on rates and things of that nature, comes with time. Setting yourself up, marketing, what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot of good feedback, from that live stream last night. You don't see it in the comments. Pretty much a lot of people reached out to me via my DMs and have let me know, how much, that live stream kind of inspired them. And so, yeah, that's why I wanted to focus more on the trucking side because the moving is pretty much, I don't think it's difficult. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got the work ethic and you don't mind, working really hard, you're gonna make the money. You don't damage nothing, you'll be able to keep most of your money. A lot of people find trouble on this trucking. So that's why I focused on that side more. Maybe some point down the line, like I said, I'll do a part 2, part 3. I got plenty more pictures, plenty more videos. I could have really flexed a lot more harder, but I wanted to keep it simplistic. I wanted to show people the marketing side. I wanted to show people the negotiation side because I think that's where a lot of people struggle with. And, it's easy to say certain things and tell people you, when you were active, how you had leverage, but to show people, the proof. And, I had to dig for those emails, talking about 2012, 2013 emails. I had to dig for those emails and read through a lot of emails to pull out the ones that would be the most beneficial for my subscribers based on the content I present and telling people how they have to go out and negotiate. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when you come in business, and then this is the problem that I see with a lot of people, they just willing to accept anything. And that's not what a business person or business owner or business entity does. I think so many people get flabbergasted by the fact that, oh man, I got a truck, I'm a business on this whole fucking LLC bullshit, that they totally just overlook educating themselves on the most important part of running a business, which is fucking making money, revenue. You know what I'm saying? Don't know what to accept, just accepting anything, thinking that, okay, well, I'm gonna run this for this and I'm gonna make money and I'm not just gonna grow. And it doesn't work like that. These companies, these brokers, these 3PLs, everybody is an animal and a dog out to get the best for them. And you have to be the same way. You know, the person that's willing to walk away from something, to me, is the person that really knows what they're doing, because that's a person that's not willing to accept anything. And believe it or not, you've seen me turn shit down that I showcased, and ultimately it landed me getting those opportunities at the rates that I said I would take it at. All right. Another key point that I want to, pinpoint on from last night, that I've talked about a lot in the past, but I haven't really focused on it like I focus on other things, is leverage. A lot of people have to put themselves in a position where they have the upper hand. All right. One is, if you plan on scaling a business, right, and scaling, obviously you need the vehicles, but you also need the personnel, right, the people, right? And not only do you need the people, you need people that's dogs, that's animals, that's going out there and doing the job the correct way. That's why when you saw in that one email, coming from a guy who I consider a crank, he couldn't help but still let me know that everybody at that terminal, from the dispatchers to operations, was raving about my company and my guys, because I was sending killers in there every day. And I train these guys to go in there and do the best so that we can continue to take opportunities for other people who don't want the shit, that's lagging on the shit, not taking shit serious. All right, my guy's gonna come in there, we gonna kill, I'm paying them handsomely. And guess what? The word spreads throughout the facility. Yo, can you help us? We killing it over here with IKEA. Yo, we heard about you. Can you help us out over here with Granger? Can you help us? How many trucks can you help us out with over here on Office Depot? We heard about y'all. You know what I'm saying? So once you put yourself in a position and you understand leverage, that's ultimately going to help make the negotiation, no matter what entity or business you're in, it's going to help make the negotiations a lot easier. You always want to make sure you got the upper hand, right? And and you could say no. I know they need me. I'm gonna say no. Let them figure this shit out. I already know they got a bunch of lazy good for nothing. So they gonna take how I'm coming with it, or they gonna keep figuring out and have freight left on the dock. I got the trucks and I got the manpower, and y'all know it. So either y'all gonna pay what I'm asking, or y'all gonna continue to suffer and get rated low with these retailers, because guess what? You're not the only game in town. You're not the only 3PL in town. It's other 3PLs that's going to, maybe possibly provide better service, or could possibly bid lower. And if the performance score doesn't pick up on your end, even though a big result of why your performance score is low, speaking on terms from the 3PL, is because of the independent contractors that you are onboarding. Still, you're the company that went out and got the national account with the retailer, and it all falls on you at the end of the day. And as a business owner, you have to have a keen eye to, not only understand your business, but when you're partnering with people like 3PLs, you have to understand their business and their wins and their pitfalls as well, and be able to pounce, when you see weakness. So I think that was the big takeaway. If I was looking at it from a person who was trying to gain knowledge from an experienced person, I would have looked at that leverage aspect. I think that was the big key takeaway. Also, marketing, building your fleet. So many people I talk to that come up on the channel, they always talk about they want to build a fleet, and none of these guys have a plan on how they want to build a fleet. All right, am I back? Man, I don't know why every time I get a phone call, the mic cut off. It used to didn't do that. All right, so boom, I'm back. So what I was saying when the phone call came in, and I'm not gonna be on here long because I gotta get back to that call. I gotta make sure I call that person back. Uh, I see a lot of people, they come up and they talk about scale. We talked about the leverage real quick. Now I want to talk about the scale aspect because I show up, on the live stream scaling. People tell me they want to scale because they're looking at the money aspect, but they don't have a plan on why they want to scale. Each vehicle that I got, that I purchased, there was a reason for that purchase. There was a reason for me to acquire another vehicle, right? Right? And each vehicle acquired the next vehicle. I never went back into my pocket, right? I've had vehicles that I showcased over there that even had more of a purpose, even down to the marketing, right? There's a reason why certain vehicles got branded and certain vehicles were unbranded. Truck 4 was branded because it was a newer truck, and I knew that truck was going to scour from Chicago to central Illinois and back every day. I wanted that truck to be on the road so that when it touched other markets, my company would be seen in Peoria. My company would be seen in Bloomington. My company would be seen in Pontiac. My company would be seen in other parts of the state that were 2 or 3 hours outside of the city for marketing purposes because my reach, what I'm saying, as far as the reach that I was putting out there as far as my company didn't go. Why? Because I'm in Chicago. There's plenty of opportunity up here, right? But hey, let's say since I got trucks that are going down there for this particular contract, it might be someone who has a relative down that lives up here in Chicago and they see the truck. Okay, boom, they do research. They see, okay, this company is based out of Chicago. When I see a truck down there the next day or the day after to do their route, they may have something that needs to come back up. And then we make that money on the comeback side. That's why I did that. Same thing with the van. I understood that van was going to be circulate in a wider um, um, radius, and I wanted that van to stand out to further market the company when it was hitting those different markets. Let me make sure my mic is on. Right. Um, Down to me even adding the image of the man on the van, understanding I would get flack from it, but it was a reason why I did that. All right, it was a reason why I did that, and ultimately it turned into more revenue. I know what makes money. I know what makes money. All right. Um, my man said some deep stuff on mute. Yeah, so man, my bad. I was on mute and I was cooking. I was cooking for a minute. So the cook that I just did, it wasn't similar to the cook that I did when I was on mute. The cook when I was on mute was a lot more. The fire was turned up a little bit more, but it's all good, man. So basically, what I'm saying, man. Hopefully, did you have a white man on the van? Of course, I had a white man on the van. You saw the video last night? Hell yeah, I put a white man on the van. You know why? Because majority of the clientele was white. The majority of the clientele was white. Listen, I'm gonna market to the demographic that pays me. I'm gonna market to the demographic that pays me. I'm gonna love my people. Check this out. The white person on the van, and it's gonna be two niggas coming to serve you, right? At the end of the day, check this out. Company is in the middle of the hood. Same zip code I grew up in. Mama's still right down the street. She would literally drive past every single day. Most days she would stop and holler at me and my brother. I built my business in the community that I grew up in. I gave back to my community. Now, the way I marketed my company is different. The people from my community was able to benefit from me keeping that business there. There's a reason why I kept it there. It was more inexpensive, right? And it was my way of giving back. Now, you had some people that appreciated it. You had some people that didn't. All right. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the money aspect, I know how to market. I'm not gonna market to the community. I'm helping the community by providing opportunity, but that community wasn't putting money in my pocket. That community wasn't coming. The most money I made off the community was being a U-Haul dealer. They would come rent U-Hauls, but they wasn't finna pay $100 and some an hour to move. They would come rent them U-Hauls like 40 going north and move theyself. Man, Baby, Pooh Bear, Baby, and Pooh Bear would come, rent a truck, and then they would go move a Baby. They weren't finna pay $100 and some to holler at Mark and send one of them Mark's moving trucks to go move them. They wasn't finna do none of that. When they go buy furniture, they go up to the Arabs up there at the local Arab furniture store, and the Arabs gonna come deliver their furniture. Or they gonna go rent a 10-foot U-Haul or a 15-foot U-Haul, and they gonna go buy their furniture, and then they gonna pick that shit up themselves. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it would have been great putting the little black family on there or the little mixed family where you covering all bases, but no, I'm dealing with corporate people. I'm dealing with a specific demographic that most of my revenue is coming from, so that's who I'm going to market it to. Now, um, were there at the time when I went to the wrapping place and I told them my vision, right? Obviously, you seen my trucks that were wrapped, you seen my van, so obviously you saw everything is consistent as far as the graphics. Obviously as a company, everything's gonna look consistent, but you saw through that little extra in there for the van. And when I was telling the company that wraps all my trucks and equipment, even that company did all my signage. They still do shit for me today. So all my signage, my sign at the front and all that shit. So anyway, I told him my vision, and he told me the website, which was a royalty-free website where you can go get royalty-free images, right? Because I didn't want to get sued just putting some random person or family. So when we went to the royalty-free website to pick a stock royalty-free image, I saw, the mixed family. I saw the black guy with the dolly and shit like that. And I saw this older guy with glasses and, with the dolly, and it looked like he was in motion. And from a marketing standpoint, that reached a lot of people. It reached the older demographic, the person that's looking at the vehicle. Like, man, some people are just naive. They don't know no better. Oh, that might be the owner of the company. Oh, this is an older guy working. This company may hire older people. He has glasses on, so he looks more distinguished. There's a lot of things that go into marketing, when you're picking images and things like that, other than just the ethnicity of the person that you're plastering. All right, so there was a lot of thought process that went into that, and that's some of the main reasons why I picked that particular image versus others that, when I was going through the royalty-free images at that particular time, why I picked that one versus other ones. Uh, Jeremy Lathan says, bro, he has a lot of questions. I might do a little Q&A later on this evening, because I did. So another thing that I've been getting in my DMs since that live stream last night is a lot of people. It's crazy. I've gotten so many DMs, but that video only got one comment. I guess a lot of people, want to keep things personal after seeing that video. But I've gotten a lot of DMs regarding negotiation. I've had 3 people hit me like to look over their contract. You know what I'm saying? And, I'll look over the contracts. One guy offered to pay me to look over it. I'm not going to charge anybody. I mean, you send it to me, I glance over it. You know what I'm saying? But uh, one thing I want you to understand, which is why I'm talking, is like, you know, watching that live stream and seeing what I did is great. And it inspires people. But you have to understand the reason why I was able to pull off a lot of the shit that I was able to pull off is because of leverage. If you don't have leverage, some of that shit you're not going to be able to pull off, right? You have to get to a certain point in your with your business where you have leverage. Now, if you don't have leverage and you still can negotiate, right? Uh, but what you have to understand is that even the negotiation process, if it's just you and your one vehicle, which you having less leverage, event, they're ultimately going to get the upper hand. You just have to make sure that you get as best as you can get for you and your business so that you are profitable. And then from there, build your business to the point where you get leverage. Leverage is not just having a bunch of trucks. Leverage is paying attention not only to your business, but paying attention to what's going on there. My guys coming back telling me, yo, they suffering in here, man. This shit is going, me hearing that, and then me piecing two and two together with them calling me every single day, asking me for extra trucks. You got extra people, extra trucks. So I'm not stupid. All right, boom. All right, clearly. So now when they coming to me, boom, I know I got the upper hand. They know what I have. You seen the emails where they praising because my guys is killers. Like, look, we killers, we come in there, we belling y'all out, and I got the resources to bring in more. No, this is what I want. So, I think, a lot of people from seeing that, were kind of iffy about me and my content. I had one person say, yo, now it makes sense. You know, I'm not an asshole. I'm just shrewd. Listen, people will take advantage of you. I take advantage of people. It's business. And when I say I take advantage of them, I don't like, to me, knowing that they are in dire need because they're suffering, and me knowing that is a form of taking advantage, right? But it's business. I put myself in a position so that anytime that I go into negotiations, I'm setting myself up to win. Yeah, I could be a nice guy, man. I know y'all struggling with these penny ante ass contractors that y'all got, and y'all probably on the brink of losing all these contracts. And I do have, I got personnel, and I got trucks, and I got capital. So I'm gonna help y'all out. Yeah, and yeah, I saw the email. You want me to go down $75 a route per day? Yeah, I'll help you out. If that helps you guys out, make a little bit more money on your end. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm willing to do that. Yeah, whatever I can do to help. Man, fuck all of that. Fuck all of that. I didn't put myself in the position so that I can have the upper hand to help out. I put myself in the position where I can have the upper hand to take advantage of situations when they presented themselves to me. And those were situations. Nothing lasts forever. So when a situation presents itself to you in business and you have the upper hand, you have to take advantage of the situation while it's there, because it's not going to last forever. One, because you're not dealing directly with the retailer. So, and my little six trucks that are running for IKEA through that terminal may seem like a lot to the 43 contractors in that particular warehouse, but on the grand scheme of things, it's nothing, because if it's a national contract and you got people up in Wisconsin that's fucking up, people in Minnesota that's fucking up, contractors in Indiana that's messing up, Iowa, all the way out to California, New York, on the grand scheme of things, me turning that contract around in that one particular facility is not helping out on the grand scheme of things, and they'll ultimately end up losing the contract with the retailer anyway. So while we are here, we're going to make the best out of it, and we're going to make sure that we capitalize and get the most out of it. We can't guarantee because we're not dealing directly with the retailer. So yes, business is dog eat dog. You have to be shrewd. And it's about taking advantage of situations when they present themselves. I don't feel bad for nobody. Because nobody felt bad for me. Nobody felt bad for me. Did nobody feel bad when I was playing Tetris in the back of that avalanche? When people was calling me, even though the ad said we'll do small jobs and small deliveries, and I was upfront about the vehicle, guy with a pickup truck. People call, well, I got a pickup truck, right? Yeah, 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 but it's only a few things. If we got to make multiple trips, that's fine. Why do you think those people took advantage of my situation? Because they didn't have the money to pay a traditional mover in a box truck, or even a guy who was not a licensed mover that was fortunate enough to have a box truck. They rather pay the guy with the pickup truck make 2 and 3 trips so that they could keep their costs down, because that was a form of taking advantage. I'm playing Tetris in a damn avalanche, not even a full size bed, but I'm doing what I have to do at that particular time, because that $30 an hour was adding up, and that ultimately took me to the next level. And then as I was doing that, and I'm playing Tetris, playing Tetris. One day a light bulb just popped in my head. Well, man, I wonder if I got a box truck, I can probably, charge more, but it'll cut down on time on a lot of this Tetris playing that I'm playing in the back of this damn box truck, folding the seats down, taking the back window out, putting the mattress in the box spring on top, strapping it down. All that shit took time. Nobody felt sorry for me. So, with business, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. You go out, you make a dumb decision, at the initiation of your business. You go out and you buy an expensive truck that you can't afford. You don't understand the costs that are gonna be associated with running your business. So you go and just blindly buy a truck, not realizing that you have to factor in this into your cost per mile. Go Google commercial insurance, and obviously the first thing that's going to pop up is Progressive and Byberg, and you sit down and you do that shit yourself, because Progressive is one of the only commercial companies that'll let you sit down and fill that shit out yourself and give you the goddamn insurance without having to go through a broker. And you are too ignorant to continue to look for better rates, and you just accept that and think that $2,200 a month is just standard because you in the trucking business and you just don't know any better. And then you go out and buy this truck, not understanding that maybe I should look at some other trucks and kind of factor in what it's going to cost me into my cost per mile with the truck and the insurance, and try to save money, because I've heard that the margins are really small. You just go out and you do shit ignorantly. And then what happens once you get out here in the world and you start running, you realizing you're not making no money, and then you come holler at me and I'll be like, well, man, your expenses is too high. And then I had the blank stare at you, the infamous Mark blank stare at you, looking at you like you crazy, and you expecting me to feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you not one bit, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do at the start of your business, which is do your research, be diligent, take your time, and make sure that you would each step that you took forward to enter into this business, making sure, double checking, triple checking that you were taking the right step, and that you were doing something that ultimately was going to benefit you in the long run. So it's somebody said, Mark, you should have been did this a long time ago. I got a message that, and it's just like I say, yo, I do things when I feel like it's the right time to do them. Yeah, I could have did it a long time ago. I could have did 2 years when I was getting my credibility was being challenged, you know. But I don't do things because people say things and I have to come up. I'm gonna show you. No, I don't. I'm 40 some years old, bro. I'm not in competition with nobody, man. The people that are intelligent can just listen to a person and say, yo, the only way he would know and have this much information, and be this articulate on a specific topic, he had to do it. Only a fool would listen to me for 2 years and listen to me speak on this industry. And it's not me being arrogant. I know I speak very intelligent and at a high level because I've done it at a high level. Only a fool would listen to me and say, "Oh man, dude, a fraud. Dude, there's a fraud, man. We don't see no receipts. We don't see no receipts." Only an idiot. And those are the same idiots that that listen to that dumb shit and out here failing because you can't even comprehend what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. The shit that don't make sense is what a lot of people who are failing like to listen to. Why? Because the shit that doesn't make sense sounds easy. People want the easy road to success. Ain't shit easy for success. There was a young man last night towards the end that was focusing more on relationships. So I could tell maybe he's having an issue with building his business and whoever his partner was, and because it's 3 questions about how do you have a relationship, man. In some cases, depending on how active and busy you are and how you want to scale, you may not have one. You may enter into them and exit out of them because you may not have the time um, to put in. A person who may enter into this business who's already married and shit like that, it may be a little bit different. But if you're starting a business like this and you're looking to grow and scale and you're in the dating pool, it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult because you're not dealing with a person who's, your partner and y'all already went through the holy matrimony and all that shit, this, that, and that, and she's like your rock and, is helping you along the way and shit like that. So, it may be difficult. The road to the top is lonely. The road to the top is lonely, bruh. So, you gotta understand that too. Some people want to chase pussy. A person that's chasing an ass, ultimately ain't chasing the bread. Either you gonna chase the bread or you gonna chase the ass. You gotta figure it out and let yourself know which one you want. Shout out to Costas. Laverne, appreciate you. Laverne got 3 parts. Let me go back. I think I read part 1. Let's see, part 2. Now I understand your way of thinking, the way the world is negative towards people of color. Why not use the disadvantage to your advantage? Sure, the white man on the truck, good marketing. Um, Many speaking could learn a lot from you and get out there and make it do what it do for themselves. Great job, young man. Appreciate you. Smart young marketing, young man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Um, Plus, you gotta know. Plus you knowing they got the money to pay. You gotta make these companies fork it over. Yeah. So, and here's the thing. Sometimes they don't have the money to pay. I've told the story, earlier in my YouTube days 2 years ago of how I had a company that still to this day owe me 11 grand. Maybe I'll revisit that story because I didn't even have 10,000 subscribers when I told that story. So maybe I'll revisit that story at a later date and do another updated version of it since a lot of people don't go back and look at that older content. But yeah, sometimes they don't. I had a company that still to this day they owe me 11 grand and they folded. Um, you know, but speaking on that part of the live stream where I showcase how the company was 3 weeks behind in my payment, a lot of people that's out there would have stopped running. A lot of people would have stopped running. You know why? Because they didn't have the capital to run. They didn't have the capital, or they would have been upstairs. Well, y'all ain't paying me, so I ain't sending no truck no more. I kept running. Why? One is because that particular company, I knew they weren't on the brink of folding. That's a national logistics company. I knew the reason why I wasn't getting paid because it was the incompetency of Eric Field, which was the dispatcher that I had to deal with. But once James Morrow got involved, he made sure that we got paid. You see, I kept an email chain of every single thing. I did not get on the phone with him. I did not get on the phone with him. I made sure I sent emails, and you saw me CCing his boss. We're 11 years later, and I still have those email chains. They'll never disappear as long as I continue to pay my email provider for my emails, right? For my website, right? So we weren't getting paid week after week for those 3 weeks because of the incompetency of Eric Field, and I knew that. So I wasn't going to put all those people out of work. Remember, we were running 6 trucks. That's 12 guys running that particular account a day. So that means I would have had to down 12 guys until the matter was resolved. No, as a business owner, that wasn't their issue, right? So I took the hit for those 3 weeks. I paid the cost to be the boss, the fuel, the payroll, any costs that were associated with running that account for those 3 weeks when Eric Field was incompetent and paying me, acting like he didn't get the invoices when I know he did. I had to bear that. That's what a boss does. A boss don't, well, they're not paying me, so I. Nah, you gotta make sure your money is right. You can't be a broke business. You gotta make sure that your business got cash flow for situations like this. And I'm still running. I'm still running. Like, yo, here go this invoice, but you still, what's up for the past 3 weeks? You got to make sure your guys is running. The last thing I'm going to have is my employees. That's why when Rob came up, what did Rob say? He said, man, Mark is an asshole, but I can tell you one thing. Man, Mark ain't never had no money with no money. Never had no problem with no money. Never. The last thing you going to say about me is I owe you something. Never. So, I think that was a good highlight from that live stream as well for people to realize, just because a person miss a payment or two don't mean you stop running. Here's the thing. In business, it's going to happen. If you're a vendor, right? Because technically you are like a vendor as a contractor. There's going to be times companies ain't going to pay you or they're going to be late. If you're a vendor, let's say like a bread vendor, or like let's say like like you're a towel vendor. Let's say you service towels to like beauty salons and shit like that, and your clients is supposed to pay you on a net 30. Or let's say you like a cleaning service, a commercial cleaning service business for commercial clients, and you go pick up their laundry and shit like that, and you do the full service wash and fold, and then you drop it back, and then they pay you every 30 days or net 45 or whatever, and 30 days comes and they don't pay you. That vendor may not stop servicing that person until they get 45 or maybe 60 or something, maybe 90 days behind. Or let's say you got your phone bill. Most phone companies won't cut your phone off until you get 2 months behind. Most gas companies won't cut you off until you get 3 months behind. If you get 3 months behind on your car, it takes 3 months, 90 days, for you to get behind on your car in 90 days before they put you in the system for repossession. What if they came and repoed your car after the first 30 days? Whenever your car note was due, let's say it's due on the 1st, and you don't pay it by the 5th, it's the 5th, and they already put you in, they looking for your shit. You could have just forgot, or it slipped your mind, or you was having some technical issues in the office, and whatever the case may be. So as a business, it's the same thing. You can't be a penny ante ass business owner. You can't be a penny ante ass business owner. And some people probably listening to this like, oh man, they don't pay me, I ain't running. Well, that just lets me know, if you're thinking that in your head right now, that just lets me know where your mind frame is from a business perspective. So just forget your employees, but they ain't pay me, so I ain't gonna pay y'all. I can't pay y'all because they ain't pay me. Nah, that just lets me know where your mind frame is. And you are, and thinking small like that, you always gonna be small. You always gonna have a small, little ass business. You're gonna be working for the rest of your life, and because you think small. Period. And this is just the truth. So I don't. So probably looking at that like, damn man, they owed this man 10,000 and he's still running. Yeah, because guess what? I'm gonna keep running and keep adding to that bill. I'm gonna keep running and keep adding to that bill. Why? Because I know eventually they gotta pay me. I'm just gonna keep going up the chain of command. Eventually, one of these executives is gonna get embarrassed that a damn contractor ain't getting paid and he's still running, and that's exactly what happened. I tell you one thing: before Dynamics lost that contract to Urban Express, I tell you one thing: that incompetent dispatcher. Guess what? My company outlasted him there. He didn't stay. He didn't last there. He was terminated, partly because of the shit that he was doing with us. There was a lot of shit going on with my company in particular that he was doing shady that came to light. And I can get into it. Some of y'all probably already know why. I kind of hinted on it, and if you read between the lines, you know why. It's unfortunate, but that happens. It happens in business. If you think small, you're gonna always have a small business. I don't think small. I think big. I think big. I always see the bigger picture. Hey, Mark, I just got a call from White Line Systems, and they gave me a route to do a box truck run overnight starting Tuesday, delivering all parts. Congratulations. PS says Turkey Leg Hut was 6 months behind on paying their food service bill and still was getting food from them. Exactly. Exactly. You know why? Because businesses that understand business ain't gonna cut you off just right away like that. So I didn't cut them off. I just kept running. I'm really focusing on this particular point to let those individuals know, because we've seen them come up and Amazon didn't pay me or the broker didn't pay me. Okay, you keep running. You a business. You're gonna not get paid on time. The longer you stay in business, there's gonna be times when you don't get paid or don't get paid on time. If you are that fucked up as a business owner, don't be a business owner, because guess what? I will bet you everything that I have, my whole asset portfolio, from real estate to paper assets to you name it, that if you stay in business, you're gonna get paid late, eventually, or not paid at all. You ain't gonna have a goddamn a full life tenured business and get paid 100%, whether it's be 100% on time or 100% period. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I've had moving customers not pay. I've had moving customers not pay the whole bill. And most of those people were in dire situations at the time. They just didn't have the money, or they didn't have enough money, and they had to be out. So they pulled a fast one. And those were earlier in my career, and I learned from them and I made adjustments. But on the trucking side, you're gonna see late payments more often. Listen, the cross docking, I talked about the cross docking. Listen, some of y'all never be able to cross dock. Most of my money from 2017 cross docket didn't come to 2018. Somebody in one of the last years said, well, why you didn't factor? Why would I factor? Why would I factor? How can I factor something that I'm in a lane where I'm not getting invoiced? I'm invoicing them. See, that's the difference. This is how when I listen to people like, man, are you paying attention? I'm invoicing them. I'm a big dog. I can't factor. This is why it's always been imperative for me to have cash flow. Factor. Factoring is for independent contractors who get an invoice and then they forward that invoice to the factoring company, and the factoring company pays the contractor, and then they wait for their money on the back end and they charge you a fee for getting your money while they wait for theirs. You might give me, I'm sending them an invoice. You read an email, man, Mark, you billing us X amount. Can we renegotiate? Asking me to renegotiate what I'm billing them. I can't factor. Shout out to Moving Company Hustle. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Right, I know for a tractor trailer company, you don't have no capital for a couple of months of overhead of factoring company. Most of these companies will be out of bread immediately. Listen, and you know what? Listen. You talking to a guy whose cash flow came from work. That cash flow came from actually doing the work that was building the business. The reason why I thought yesterday was the right time to do it is because even after the pandemic, you still got people that are following misinformation and listen to all this shit and just don't see the right. They not looking they not looking at this thing the right way. The difference between now and the pandemic is those people that came in during the pandemic, they was playing with money that was given to them that, they didn't have to work for, and yeah, they failed and they fucked up the money, but ultimately they didn't have to go out and work and hustle and risk their life or do whatever they had to do, whether it was legal or illegal, to get that money. It was just given to them. They went to a website or they paid somebody to put in a few little information and then they got money. Now you got more people that are having to, uh, and that was majority of people at that time. You had some people that was following the trends that was pulling from their 401k or taking out their kids' college funds and shit like that. But for the most part, those people were getting PPPs and shit like that. Now you got people that are talking with this credit shit, this bank shit, working and talking about leaving a job, leaving their lifeline to come start a box truck business, and they don't even know they got a DOT and an MC and just all the prerequisite shit that they should have researched prior to getting the goddamn DOT and all that shit. They don't know none of that shit. One guy got a goddamn DOT as a broker. Did I leave that live stream up? I think that one's still up. You know what I'm saying? Just doing all the wrong shit. So that's why I thought it was the time. So like, yo, young man or young lady, listen, take things slow, start from humble beginnings and work your way up. You coming in with a 26-foot box truck with this mind frame, not knowing none of the prerequisite shit that I'm asking you, you just so hung up on your DOT. Oh, I got my DOT and my MC, my LLC. All right, well, what about all this shit that you should have did prior to getting it? Oh, well, I don't know. I was just told to go get my DOT and my MC and my LLC. I got my BOC3 and my UCR. I'm ready to run. Okay. Yeah, go run. Then you going to get out there and then the world going to hit you like a ton of bricks. And then we going to have to come and put you in that circle and hold you accountable. See, this is why I can hold people accountable. I can hold people accountable. A lot of people can't do the accountability thing. I can hold people accountable. You come over here, you ain't do your prerequisite shit. We going to do a deep dive analysis into your business, and we gonna hold you accountable. Matter of fact, I'm cutting off my coaching today. I'm cutting that shit off. I'm not doing no more coaching. I'm shutting the website down today. The only way you gonna talk to me, you gonna talk to me for free. If you want to talk to Mark, you got to come on the call-in show. At some point today, I'm shutting my website down. It's a wrap. Today, the last day. After today, I'm gonna leave it up to about 6. After today, I'm shutting it down. You got to do the call-in show only. That's it. Call-in show from here on out. That's it. That's it. I agree. This also happens when chargeback small business owners have extra money in reserve. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I know for a tractor trailer company, market serving people one day at a time. They just ain't hearing it. They're not listening. But we gonna make them listen. Listen, the only way you gonna get in contact with me from here on out, after today, you gotta come to the call-in show and you have to talk in front of the whole community. That's how we gonna hold people accountable. We gonna make them talk in front of the whole community. I feel like I'm valuable enough that if you feel like, yo, it's something that you need to talk about, you're gonna have to be brave enough to come up in front of the community and speak on it and accept the accountability that comes along with it in order to get the right coaching to help you get back on the right track. I feel like that's probably the better method. You know what I'm saying? So who's this, Mr. Minister? Did he say we don't care? Oh, well, they already got him. Yeah, make sure that guy, go ahead and just block him all the way. Yeah, yeah. When people say ignorant shit like that, just get rid of them all the way. Don't. Can I start a moving company with $5,000? I have a truck already. You can start it with less. Most people don't want an adult telling them they're doing stuff wrong. Well, they're gonna have to keep doing it wrong then. It don't if it's another adult that has the experience that can give you the correct information and guide you in the right path, then I wouldn't care. You know what I'm saying? But some people let their egos get in the way, and then that's gonna be their ultimate downfall. How do I get on the call-in show? When you see the notification go off of the call-in show, and it's a call-in show day, uh, you gotta obviously come in the live and then hit that link, and then wait your turn. Can I start a moving company with 5,000? You can start it with less. Matter of fact, I got a live stream showing people. I might do it today. I got a live stream showing people how they can start with what they have and a little or nothing, as low as $30 a day plus fuel. So I got that coming up. I might do it today. I gotta make a call, and I might do it today. If not today, one day this week. 410 easy. Say 11K. Is 410 easy? Is that my test subject from Friday night? Is that my test subject? I think that is. I think that is. What happened to your brother in all this? Well, because we was so big with U-Haul, my brother, I was able to get him in U-Haul as corporate because of my relationships and because of the type of money that my U-Haul dealership was making. My brother is corporate at U-Haul, big position. All right, well, I'm just gonna keep it funky with you. Of course, they didn't just bring him in all just up there. Obviously, it was, look, we're gonna get you to this point. but you gotta come in here, and then within a year we just gonna work you up so it just don't seem so obvious. So that's what happened. So because of my relationships with the VP and the AFM and the VP, and just what we were doing as far as from a monetary standpoint, and just understanding the business model, and with us already being dealers, he already knew the business from that aspect. It was just a few phone calls, just relationship shit. You know what I'm saying? So he's straight. He's good. He's making great money. He's good. Just started watching you a couple weeks ago. Thanks for keeping it a buck. Appreciate you. Yeah, so turn on notifications. Make sure you turn notifications to all, and then hopefully you'll get the notifications. And then when you hit the link, if somebody's on the screen, just sit in the green room and wait your turn. Just be patient. You can still watch the show and see the comments from the green room. Just make sure your phone is horizontal in portrait mode so that you can see the comments. All right, I may do a live stream later on today for questions and Q&A, since I saw quite a amount of people hit me in my DM. I didn't click it, but I did read the previews to see what people were talking about. So I do see what the sentiment is. So I may do one a little later on, and if so, then y'all catch me then. Make sure y'all have a good, prosperous day. I'm finna make me a little omelet and then hit the gym and return some calls, and then get the rest of my day going. So, all right, y'all have a prosperous day. Peace.